Hi, Mr. X with glossary term inflection. On the graph of a function that has curves, when one curve starts bending the other way, at the point where it starts to bend the other way is a point of inflection. We might say it's a point where vertical concavity changes from up to down, or vice versa. I like thinking of looking at a car driving on a road, and you've got a bird's eye view. You're way up in the air and you're looking at a car, and when you have to steer the car to the other direction, from left to right or right to left as it's driving down the road, that's a point of inflection. Nice little graphic from the internet, Cours de Math, a European site. Here's our point of inflection. This looks like a piece of a sine wave to me. Anyway, if we were driving our car, we would be turning to the right. Let's say we're driving down the road and we're looking at it from a hot air balloon. We're looking at this fellow drive on this road, or this woman. Let's not be sexist. And so she's driving and she's turning to the right and she's turning to the right and she's turning to the right. Now she's coming out of her curve, so her steering wheel is actually turning to the left, but she's still bending to the right. Now she's going pretty straight, and now actually she's turning to the left. So this is our inflection point. Okay, a better graphic is warranted. For our discussion, we're going to say that y equals f of x, and if you envision the person driving on that mountain road, when do they start turning the other way? Well, maybe right about in here, I'd say, would be a point of inflection. Right about there. And when somewhere in here, well, maybe right about in there. It's a point of inflection. We start turning the other way. We're still turning the other way. Let's see. About there. And we turn to the left, turn to the left, turn to the left, turn to the left, turn to the left. Yeah, we're starting to turn to the right. Do we need to zero in on this to see? 4 points of inflection on this particular graph, although it looks like there might be one right out here. Let's see. Sure enough, there'd be one little point of inflection right out here. Here's a point of inflection when we start bending the other way. Here's a point of inflection where we start bending the other way. Here's a point of inflection where the curve starts bending the other way. I tell you, I look at a car on a mountain road. That's how I see it. And here's a point of inflection. And then lo and behold, there's one right out here where we start going the other way. It might even be a little farther up this way. Okay? Those are points of inflection. And they're important when we're talking about derivatives and second derivatives especially. On the World Wide Web at MrXmath.com.